Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is literally fundamental to building long-term wealth, the businesses of the future. I am so pumped to walk you through this analysis because catching these forward-thinking businesses early, that is exactly where the real magic happens in the market. We're going to be looking at 10 incredible sci-fi-sounding sectors that are just in their infancy right now. So let's jump right in because spotting these sunrise sectors before the rest of the world even wakes up to them is the absolute key to discovering stage one opportunities. But hey, before we get into the nitty-gritty of specific companies, let's get our mindset right. Think like 20 years. If I told you that you'd be carrying a little flat piece of glass in your pocket and you could just tap it to instantly see and talk to anyone, anywhere in the world, would you have believed me? Probably not, right? It would have sounded like pure science fiction. The thing is, groundbreaking tech always seems totally impractical at first. Just look at electric vehicles. A few years ago, people actively mocked the idea. They said EVs would die in the cold or there'd never be enough chargers. And today, they're everywhere. So keep that in the back of your mind as we go through this. Usually, impractical is just the starting line. So here is our game plan for today. We're going to group 10 futuristic sectors into 3 main themes: future businesses, next-gen transport, health and lifestyle, and environment and space. And then we'll wrap up by revealing the crucial psychology of when to actually invest. All right, part 1, future businesses. This is all about when the totally impractical suddenly becomes practical. Like we just mentioned, a decade ago, EV technology was severely doubted. People pointed at battery issues and the complete lack of charging stations as absolute proof that it would never catch on. Fast forward to today, and EVs are widely accepted, totally practical, and highly profitable. So here's the huge takeaway. When we evaluate the businesses we're about to talk about, do not dismiss them just because the infrastructure isn't there yet. The companies that actually build the solutions to those early roadblocks, those are the ones that become the market giants. Moving right along to part 2, next-gen transport. Moving beyond traditional infrastructure. We've got 3 main pillars for the future of getting around and getting connected. First up, satellite internet communication. Think about it, laying thousands of miles of physical fiber optic cables to remote rural areas. It's incredibly expensive and honestly unprofitable for a lot of telecom companies. But beaming internet from space completely bypasses those ground-level obstacles. It's a game changer. Second, we have electric air taxis. And third, regional air travel. We're basically talking about 10 to 12-seater flying buses. Seriously, they aren't meant for crossing oceans. They're designed to completely revolutionize short-distance commutes. Imagine literally flying over that terrible daily city traffic. And this isn't just theory, it's playing out in the real world right now. Take a look at the timeline for Indian air taxis. Back in 2023, Interglobe and Archer Aviation announced a massive partnership to introduce electric air taxis in India by 2026. Now, will they hit that 2026 target perfectly on the dot? Honestly, maybe not. The first steps of new tech are always the hardest. You have intense regulatory hurdles, like getting DGCA approvals to legally fly these things commercially. But listen, delays don't mean failure. They're just a completely standard part of birthing a brand new industry. And please don't think this is just some Western concept happening over in Silicon Valley. Regional air travel is being heavily researched by local visionaries right now. For example, Zomato's Deepinder Goyal is involved in initiatives looking into this, right alongside major industrial heavyweights like L&T Aerospace. They are actively studying the logistics of these small flying buses for regional travel. The smart money is already quietly positioning itself. Okay, Section 3, Health and Lifestyle, Upgrading Human Survival. We're watching 2 absolutely crucial health sectors here that present massive future opportunities. First, 10-minute quick ambulances. And second, certified organic, chemical-free food. Companies are actively working behind the scenes as we speak to monetize pure, unadulterated food and to crack the code on hyper-fast medical response times. To really wrap your head around the ambulance concept, just look at how quick commerce has evolved. We already have 10-minute grocery delivery from companies like Blinkit, right? They completely mastered the hyperlocal logistics required to get a bag of rice or some milk to your door instantly. The next logical step is applying that exact same logistics model to saving human lives. A 10-minute ambulance service isn't a pipe dream. Companies are already piloting these initiatives because when an emergency strikes, saving time literally means saving a life. And when it comes to our food supply, think about this analogy for a second. Water's free. It falls from the sky. Yet brands like Biscellary built absolute empires simply by guaranteeing and branding clean, safe drinking water. Well, future companies are going to build similar, massive empires by certifying and delivering truly chemical-free organic food. As people get more and more concerned about what's actually in their meals, the premium they will pay for guaranteed purity is going to skyrocket. All right, Section 4, Environment and Space. Engineering solutions for global crises. Here, we're looking at 5 absolute heavy-hitting macro sectors. We are talking advanced space tech, AI-driven robotics, comprehensive pollution control, clean water solutions, and global warming tech. I mean, just look at the news. Extreme 40 to 50-degree heat waves, delayed monsoons, suffocating air pollution. These are terrible problems, yes, but economically speaking, they are massive market demands screaming for massive corporate solutions. And the tech is maturing so incredibly fast. Take space, for example. Today, technological dominance in space directly equals national defense dominance. That's exactly why innovations from companies like SpaceX are so highly valued by governments. Or take AI and robotics. They aren't waiting in the wings for the future, they're here. Over in China, robots are already practical enough to navigate hotel hallways and deliver water straight to guest rooms, entirely replacing human staff. It's happening right now. Which perfectly tees up this golden rule of business from our source material. Where there is an opportunity, provide a solution to a problem, your business will be made. It sounds super simple, right? But it is profound. The bigger the problem, whether it's running out of clean water or breathing toxic air, the bigger the payout for whoever solves it. Solving these massive global crises is the ultimate blueprint for future wealth.
Finally, Section 5, the right time to invest. It's time to master the investor's psychology.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what businesses to look for, but none of that matters if you don't know when to actually invest your hard-earned money. Enter the concept of stage 1 investing. This is investing during the early, frankly, boring phase of a new technology. This is the phase that requires deep study, hawkish observation of global trends, and a ton of patience while you sit around waiting for regulatory approvals. Make no mistake, this is exactly where serious generational wealth is built. It doesn't have the flashy mainstream hype yet, and it can feel tedious, but getting in during stage 1 is the ultimate goal. Just look at the stark contrast here between stage 1 and stage 2 investing. In stage 1, you're in early. The potential is massive, and it's all backed by your own deep research. Stage 2, on the other hand, is completely hype-driven. It's when everyone at the office or on your social media feed is suddenly pitching the stock. If you jump in at stage 2, you are making a late entry. And honestly, that is exactly why so many retail investors end up watching their portfolios crash by 30 to 50%. They buy the peak of the hype, right before the inevitable correction. So how do you actually ensure you're a stage 1 investor? Here is your practical action plan. Step 1, observe global trends. Keep an eye on what's happening in the US, Europe, and China, because technological shifts usually start there before trickling out globally. Step 2, study early-stage companies and their tech 24/7. Read the reports, understand how it works. Step 3, monitor those regulatory changes like the DGCA approvals for air taxis we talked about. Now look, are all 10 of these sectors going to be massive successes? No, of course not. Some will fail. But by maintaining constant observation, you guarantee that you won't miss out on the ones that do explode. Which leaves us with one final thought. Which of these impossible sectors are you going to start studying today? The choice is entirely yours. You can keep chasing late-stage, hyped-up stock tips, or you can start doing the deep, highly profitable research required to spot stage 1 opportunities before the rest of the world even catches on. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep researching, and I will catch you next time.